Welcome to the special broadcast on the parliamentary elections on DD India, the Great Indian Elections 2024. This is the year of democracy as it's the ultimate election year. On the show today, it's the final campaign cannon stop before the first phase of polling takes place on Friday. All talk in the IPL season is also overshadowed with a tinge of politicking. The first phase sees union ministers, former chief ministers and former governors' fate getting tested. Come 19th of April, 102 seats across 21 states and union territories go to the polls. Well, elections are a big thing for the first-time voters. In the United States, the turnout for the 2020 presidential election among the 18 to 24-year-olds was 48%. In 2024, as India decides, 18.2 million voters will press the right to vote. Airlines are offering discounts while the Election Commission is doing all in its might to encourage the people to vote. 18.2 million voters will exercise their franchise for the first time in the 2024 elections. What do these voters do and how do they compare with the first-time voters in 2019? Three important points come to the fore. 70% of the first-time voters yet to enter labour force. Not every first-time voter is studying. Labour conditions have changed since 2019. The labour force in the 18 to 19 age group in rural areas is close to 67.4%, while in urban areas it swells to 77.9% in the same age bracket. The overall average comes to 70.3%, which is the share of the population outside the workforce. Majority of the first-time voters who are not in the labour force are studying, but there is a big gender gap with 95% of the men reported education as the reason for staying out of the labour force, while it is just 65% for the women. Today's young voter would like to compare with his peers from 2019 who have entered the labour force earlier. The periodic labour force survey results with 2018-19 numbers show that unemployment rate has fallen for all workers and also for the category of first-time voters. Anil Thomas for DD India. Well, it's time that we're taking a second look, especially at the first phase of voting. Remember, 102 constituencies go up for vote on the 19th of April. A quick look. In our first half, we've taken a look at the west, the central part of India, the south of India. It's the turn of the north and the east to come under the radar. A quick look at the 102 seats that go to polls on the 19th of April. This is the map of India there, and the seats from across the country, especially the east, where majority of the seats take place. Also Tamil Nadu, another crucial state that could decide the political fate of many parties, the regional forces as well as national forces. 39 seats in Tamil Nadu, many states in the northeast getting over in one phase. In the north, you've got Uttarakhand that gets over in the first phase of voting. Let's quickly break this into 5 zones in India and take a look at how the numbers play out. First, the north of India, you've got one seat in Udhampur that goes to the polls. Uttarakhand in one phase gets over all 5 seats here. And Uttar Pradesh, the western part of Uttar Pradesh, that goes to polls in this particular phase. There are almost 14 seats there. BJP in 2019 managed to win 9 of them. Congress not. Others, which includes the Samajwadi Party along with the BSP, that managed to pick 5 seats in the northern belt of India in 2019. Juxtapose it with 2024, the numbers change. NDA getting 9, India bloc picking up 2 seats there. Others, the BSP, again fighting on its own. 3 seats there in Uttar Pradesh that the BSP holds. And that's how the north of India looks like. A quick look now at the western part of India. Rajasthan 12 seats, Maharashtra, Vidarbha, 5 seats in Vidarbha go to the polls. 17 seats in the western part of India. And if you break that 17 seats into 2019 results throw a mixed number with the BJP holding fort. BJP picking up 16 seats from the 17 in the western part of India. 1 seat, the lone seat of Chandrapur, that came to the Congress in 2019. Flip it with 2024, break it into the 2 blocks, the NDA, the opposition bloc. NDA having 16 seats there in 2024, the opposition bloc with 1 seat in western part of India. Let's now change focus and go to the third part, the southern part of India. This is where the big battle is in phase 1 of elections. You've got Tamil Nadu, all 39 seats, 3 union territories, Puducherry, Lakshadweep, along with Andaman and Nicobar Islands, 42 seats there in the elections. This is where the big battle is going to be played out. Quickly putting the 2019 results into perspective, DMK picking up 16, the Congress picking up 10, AIADMK 1, others, the left bloc, all put together picking up those 7 seats. Juxtapose it with 2024 numbers. Clearly, this is where I said the big battle will be played out. The NDA not able to open its account. The India bloc or the opposition bloc having 41 seats. The 1 seat that's with the others, the AIADMK faction, that's once again decided to go solo in these elections. Moving to the central part of India, you've got 7 seats there, 6 seats in Madhya Pradesh, 1 seat in Chhattisgarh. The seat of Batsara goes to polls in Chhattisgarh. Chhattisgarh goes to polls in 3 phases. 7 seats here. 2019 results, 5 for the BJP, 2 for the Congress. Congress managed to retain Chindwara, that's Kamal Nath's fortress, along with the seat in Bastar. Put it into 2024 numbers. It still doesn't change. The central part of India, the NDA has 5, the Congress or the opposition bloc has 2 seats in central part of India. A final look at the eastern part, that's the most significant part of India, because many states here, the polling process would be over in this particular phase. Bihar 4, Assam 5, West Bengal 3, the 7 sisters, almost all of them would be over except for Tripura, along with Manipur, that would be there in the second phase of polling. There are 22 seats in this phase if you look at the eastern part of India, and this is where another, the battle inside a battle would be played in the eastern part of India. 22 seats, BJP winning 13, the Congress winning 1, others having 8. Others, when I say the regional forces in the eastern part of India who managed to win the elections. Put it against 2024 numbers, the NDA has 21 seats against their name. The opposition bloc, 1 seat, the seat of Shillong that Vincent Pala holds. This is an interesting battle. Can the opposition bloc retain that particular seats? 101 seats, 102 seats in this elections. If you put the numbers together, the NDA bloc has 51 seats of the 102 there that they are trying to defend and capture more. The opposition bloc has 47 seats, and others holding on to the rest of the seats in this particular elections, close to 4 seats with the opposite camp. Big ticket encounters or big ticket or big matchups that one would say in these elections. Udhampur, the coming of Lal Singh into the election fray makes Udhampur a must-watch constituency as the voter turnout begins tomorrow morning. You come down to Uttarakhand. Uttarakhand, you've got 2 seats there, the seat of Nainital, the seat of Haridwar. The seat of Nainital, Union Minister Ajay Bhatt in the election fray. You've got Prakash Joshi from the Congress. This is, many say this is one seat that could see a lot of twists and turns, but we'll have to watch. Uttarakhand's Haridwar seat has interesting, the former Chief Minister in the election fray. You've got the former Chief Minister Harish Rawat's son in the election fray. So this becomes Haridwar, the holy city of Haridwar becomes another hot ticket to watch out for. Moving to Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh, 3 big seats. Pilibhit, Jitin Prasad there in the election fray. This is a seat that Varun Gandhi held for a long time. Before that, Menka Gandhi held. But now, Jiten Prasad being handed the baton over, leading the BJP charge there. And Muzaffarnagar, Sanjeev Kumar Balyan there in the election fray against Harendra Malik from the Samajwadi Party. Remember, the Congress and the Samajwadi Party are in a coalition partnership here in this particular election. Nagina, another seat. You have Chandrasekhar Azad, and that's going to throw some interesting numbers once the polling process begins there and once we get to the end of this particular phase of elections. Rampur, another constituency that could see a keen contest for the simple reason that the Samajwadi Party had many ifs and buts when it comes to choosing the candidate for this particular seat. There are almost 17 to 18 independent candidates from the Rampur seat, and that's why it becomes interesting. Moving to the east of India, Meghalaya, Vincent Pala, as I mentioned, the lone Congress seat in the eastern part of India. Can he retain, it's a fortress that he's managed to hold on for long. 2014, 2019, he's retained it. Can he do it in 2024? Moving to Assam, 2 seats, Dibrugarh along with Jorhat. Dibrugarh, you've got Union Minister Sarbanan Sonwal in the election fray, taking on Lurin Jyoti from the AJP, and AAP here giving them tight contest. A final seat for the for the evening is Jorhat. It's the battle of Gogois, and this could throw some interesting numbers because the people there, Gogoi is the sitting MP, and he faces stiff competition from another Gogoi in the election fray. So that's how this particular number game is. But this particular elections will have many more interesting numbers. Bihar, a final look at Bihar. 2 seats that we picked. Gaya, where you've got Jiten Ram Manjhi, the coalition partner there for the NDA in the election fray. A big battle for survival for Manjhi there. And Jamui seat, which is seen again a coalition partner get a seat. So that's how, the 12 tickets or the 12 hot seats, especially in the eastern part of India and the northern part of India that we picked together. It's going to be an interesting battle in this particular elections, especially when one takes a look at this particular phase, because this is the phase where the largest number of seats are there in this election. A quick look at our reporters who are going to join us in this live battle. We get them on board, all the reporters joining us from across India, doing the live coverage for us. We've got Rama joining us from Udhampur. We've got Gautam joining us from the northeast, and we got our third reporter there joining us from Madhya Pradesh. Let me first come to you, Rama. Rama, looking at Udhampur, a keenly fought battle, how do you see Udhampur play out in this particular election?
Udhampur is all geared up for the day, whether it is election commission or voters. Voters are very excited, and election commission has done all the adequate and proper arrangements. And voters are excited because after 370, this is the first biggest election. And not only for that fact, but this election is first time it is free from terrorism, free from separatism, free from threat calls. So many threat calls, and people are now ready to vote by their free minds. Apart from this, the election fight is very interesting this time. From BJP, Dr. Jitendra Singh is here, two-time MP and Union Minister. From Congress, Chaudhry Lal Singh is there, and he has a very interesting history. Earlier, he won election from Congress from this seat in 2005 and 2004 and 2009. He is 3-time MLA. First he was in Congress, then he went to BJP, and again he came back to Congress. And the way he got ticket, he just joined Congress. He got ticket.
Okay,
so
a last minute entry that he's made into the
that's why I'm explaining. A
last minute entry into the political ring. That's what makes it interesting. Let me go across to Gautam. Gautam has got his umbrellas on. Gautam, is it raining there? And how does the political battle, especially in the northeast, get interesting now that rains are there? And, does that dampen especially the atmosphere there, as we gear up for voting?
Well, let's hope not, because people in the northeast, as far as I know, Anil, are pretty hardy, and they're used to these kind of conditions. They're not daunted by just rains. It has to be like really stormy or something to keep people away from exercising their franchise. I'm in Sikkim right now, Sikkim's capital, Gangtok, and the last time around, the voting percentage was 82. And this time around, I spoke to the Chief Electoral Officer of Sikkim, D. Anandan, a short while back, and he said the aim is to bring it up to 90 plus this time around. Sikkim, of course, there's a parliamentary contest. The entire state has one Lok Sabha seat, and it's fairly keenly fought with 14 candidates. And there are two main regional parties, the SKM and the SDF, and there's BJP and Congress also in the fray. There's CAP, which is Citizens Action Party, and there are certain independent candidates in the fray as well. But more importantly, for the people of Sikkim themselves, this election is also for their 32 assembly seats, and that again is quite a bigger throw-up, because again, it's again primarily between the SKM and the SDF, and people are not willing to take bets on who will come out on top, and that will then put both the BJP and the Congress perhaps in a position, if they get any seats, to sort of dictate terms or become kingmakers. The BJP was in alliance with the ruling SKM till just a little before the elections. The alliance broke up because of certain reasons. JP Nadda was here, and he assured the people that those reasons don't really come into the play. Sikkim will retain its special status come what may, and the BJP is completely committed to it. But again, that opens up the scenario for post-poll sort of adjustments and alliances.
Okay, let's shift focus to the central part of India. We've got Aditya joining us from Bhopal. Aditya, give us a sense of, the spirit, the fervor there, as we approach voting day. How are things shaping up? Are the people excited, especially in that particular area, those 6 seats that go to polls in Madhya Pradesh?
Anil, more than 1 crore 13 lakh voters are now geared up for voting, which will be held on tomorrow. Voting will be start on 7 onwards till 6 p.m., especially in the Balaghat area. Balaghat is a Naxal-affected area. So, Bahia, Lanji, Paraswala, these are the 3 places where voting will be end around 4 p.m. But yes, Election Commission made huge preparations for voting. More than 13,500 polling stations located by the Election Commission. And around 81 candidates are in this battle. But the 2 important seats, one is Chhindwara and second is Mandla, where close eyes all the people of not only Madhya Pradesh but all over the India. In Chhindwara, as we know that the stronghold seat of Congress, Kamal Nath's sons, Nakul Nath, are in a battle, but against Banti Sahu, BJP candidates are in this battle in Chhindwara. BJP and Congress both are putting an effort in Chhindwara. But if we talk about the Mandla, Union Minister Phaggan Singh Kulaste are in the battle. He's a 8-time member of Parliament from Mandla. Against in Congress, the Onkar Singh Markam. Onkar Singh Markam is a former minister of Madhya Pradesh. He was a minister in Kamal Nath government. So we can say people, voter of Madhya Pradesh are very excited.
The voters of Madhya Pradesh, the voters in the northeast and the voters in Udhampur all excited as we gear up for elections, voting day, phase 1 of voting. Thank all 3 of my correspondents there. Gautam Roy joining us from the northeast, Aditya from Bhopal, Rama Tyagi joining us from Udhampur for this election update on this great Indian election. Well, it's time for us to slip into a short breather. On the other side, we've got an exciting panel here as we do some number crunching on as India gets ready for the elections, the phase 1 of voting. Stay with us.
Will the Israel-Iran conflict blow up into a full-blown war in West Asia or the Middle East? Who killed the world's largest anaconda barely days after it was first discovered? Watch Connecting the Dots every Friday at 8 p.m. IST or 14:30 GMT on DD India.
We just don't bring you the news as it unfolds. We get to the heart of the matter.
We don't just present facts. We demystify complex social, political and economic events.
We break stories that shape the world's present and future because you deserve the truth.
I am Tanvi Taneja from New Delhi.
I'm Ollie Barrett from London.
I'm Nick Harper from Washington, D.C.
Join us on DD India Global Monday to Friday at these times.
Will the Israel-Iran conflict blow up into a full-blown war in West Asia or the Middle East? Who killed the world's largest anaconda barely days after it was first discovered? Watch Connecting the Dots every Friday at 8 p.m. IST or 14:30 GMT on DD India.
Welcome back once again. Now time for number crunching, looking at those seats, especially in the eastern part of India, the northern part of India that goes to the polls. Interesting numbers that throw up. How will the challenge play out? 2 eminent guests joining us this evening. We've got Aditi Tandon, senior journalist, joining us in the studios. We've got Dr. Anshul Joshi joining us once again on this program, The Great Indian Election. Let me first come to you, Aditi. Looking at numbers, especially Uttar Pradesh, how do you see the Uttar Pradesh battle play out in the first phase?
See, the most important battle will be played out in Uttar Pradesh, especially in the northern belt, since you are talking about the north now. Last time what had happened, in the major victory march of the BJP, Western Uttar Pradesh was a big hurdle. Because out of 14 seats that the BJP lost in Uttar Pradesh, it had 162 and it lost 14. Out of those 14 seats, at least 7 to 8 seats lie in this western Uttar Pradesh belt. So this is the most important belt, and this is the belt where the Bahujan Samaj Party is very strong, because out of these 8 seats of West UP which go to polls tomorrow, 3 are currently held by the BSP, 1 is held by the SP. The other 3 had been won by the BJP in 2019, and Rampur they had won later in a bypoll. So for the BJP to reach the 370 target, it is not just important that they retain the 62 seats that they won, they have to also improve their performance, which makes Western UP critical. Because out of the 160 weak seats that the BJP leadership has flagged at a national level, a number of seats lie in Western UP.
Okay, Dr. Joshi, looking at especially manifestos, it's been a battle of manifestos. How do you look at the manifestos play out? Do you get the sense that, the manifestos that came out, was there a lot left to be desired? Or manifestos are designed in such a way there, where we tend to pick holes?
Definitely, Anil. First and foremost, we must look at the this very face of the alliances. So on one hand, when BJP is contesting these elections with a clear-cut face of the Prime Minister, who has already set up the agenda for his 3rd term, and forget manifesto, he has come up with an action plan for the 3rd term. On the other hand, when you look at this India alliance, we don't see any face of the Prime Minister for now, and then we see, when we take a deeper dive into what is happening in the alliance, we see that these parties are fighting with each other, especially in states like Kerala and West Bengal, where there are the parties who are contesting against each other. True. So you cannot look for a manifesto with like a unanimous voice, because ideologically these parties have a big difference with each other in India alliance. On the other hand, when you look at the manifesto of NDA, BJP is very clear on that note, wherein it is standing on the same page with its allied parties. So when you look at the manifesto part, there are a lot of things wherein BJP already has an edge, be it about the prime ministerial candidate's face, or about the work it has already done, or for that matter the infrastructural development that it is boasting for, especially in northeastern region, and for example revoking Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir, and we are going to see polling being done in Jammu and Kashmir tomorrow. So a lot of things are there that are going to make a difference in context of already have accomplished the things that BJP had already promised.
Okay, Aditi, looking at West Bengal, looking at Assam and looking at Bihar, can they throw interesting battles, or can they give us a sense of how this particular election will play out, since all these 3 states are there across 7 phases?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree that these are key battleground states, especially Bihar in East India and West Bengal also in Eastern India. You see, West Bengal is key to BJP's expansion plans across the other side. North, they're saturated in 2019. They had a huge strike rate, more than 60% across the north in all major Hindi belt states. Now, what is left to be conquered? What is left to be conquered is West Bengal. Bihar also they had saturated last time. So, Bihar, the challenge again is to retain all those seats. And they are back to square one with the allies back in the NDA fold, with Nitish Kumar back, Jitin Ram Majhi also is there. So the alliance appears very strong on paper in Bihar, and they are going with the same caste census. You see, Anil, you are asking about the manifesto issue. I'll just make one quick point. The architect of caste census was Nitish Kumar.
True.
So Nitish Kumar was also the architect of the India bloc. His exit changed the entire electoral landscape for the India bloc.
Okay.
Because the architect goes, then the chief draftsperson of the caste census goes, because Bihar is the only state which has actually put out the numbers.
True.
And West Bengal is very important because North Bengal is BJP's citadel right now. Again, out of 18 seats that BJP won in West Bengal last time, 7 are from North Bengal, 3 are going to polls tomorrow.
Okay, Dr. Anshul Joshi, another interesting battle, especially the southern part of India. That's one fortress that BJP has not bridged beyond Karnataka in the Lok Sabha elections. Do you get a sense this time around that a triangular contest opening in Tamil Nadu makes that, southern belt open up in a big way?
Southern belt holds a critical significance for BJP, I would say, And here I would take the example of Tamil Nadu, wherein BJP has invested a lot of sweat and blood. And you look at the heads, the chief Annamalai, he is trying his luck from Coimbatore himself, and he would be giving a challenge to DMK and as well as AIDMK. On the other hand, the in charge of BJP in the state, Shri Arvind Menon, who had taken care of Telangana in past, he is also the in charge of Lakshadweep. I have also read what he has done. He did in Gorakhpur, and he also managed West Bengal. So he is known for his dynamic, action plans and getting connected with grassroots level people. And in Tamil Nadu, definitely there will be a trilateral fight. But on the other hand, if you look at the national level agenda, so people are also looking at what Congress did to Kacha Thivu in past and how it gave it to Congress, and it was of critical significance. And on the other hand, when you look at the other issues of state level importance, so at both the levels, BJP is going to give a tough fight to DMK as well as AIDMK.
Okay, we can continue discussing. Producers in my ear shouting we're running out of time. Well, thank you both for joining us. A pleasure having both of you in the studios. We're going to continue this. It's a long process that we have, but I appreciate both of you joining us in the studios, taking time out, explaining those numbers for us here. Well, the Great Indian Election is your one-stop show on weekdays on all that matters is Indian elections. What could be the state, or what could be, forming a part of our deep dive on Friday night? Take a look. The world's largest democracy's first of 7 phases is set to kick off on April 19 for 1,625 candidates. 102 constituencies within 21 states and union territories are voting. 8 union ministers, 2 former chief ministers and 1 ex-governor's fate will be decided by over 166.3 million voters. The Great Indian Election tracks all the numbers as they unfold at 8:30 p.m. IST, 1500 hours GMT, only on DD India. Well, with that, it's a wrap on this edition of the Great Indian Election. You can connect with us on Facebook, X and Instagram. Good night, stay safe. We're going to be back again tomorrow night. Until then, goodbye, take care.